Cheating is abuse, okay? It literally is abuse because it psychologically damages you in a way that you don't even realize it. Taking back a cheater will literally ruin you. Take it from me as somebody who has made this mistake, and it is only my duty to inform you on why you should not do this. So we're gonna go over that today. I have compiled a list, okay? We have compiled a list, so get cozy, get comfy. If you find that you are in this situation, that is why I'm making this video. I want this video to reach the right people, the people who truly need to hear this information, or the people who have not experienced this before and would like to prevent this from happening, right? These are good things to know for future reference, or if you are in a relationship that is just starting off, etc. This is just good to know, and I only feel as if it is my duty to tell you this information because it's not what you think it is. Taking back somebody who has betrayed you will actually traumatize you in a way that you don't really realize until later on in the relationship. You're only going to realize it mostly when you leave. You're going to see the actual effects and your eyes will open up after you leave, but while you're in it, that is when all these things will happen. Get cozy. If this is something that is triggering for you, I would say to get a little cozy because I know that this is not easy to hear, as I also had a hard time hearing these things as well when I would, see it pop up in my own life. So I understand that this is extremely triggering to some who might find themselves currently in this situation. Like I said, I have experienced this firsthand, and that is why I want to talk about it, because everything I'm going to talk about is something that I also felt and other women have also discussed feeling as well. So this is word from not only just me, but other women that I have talked to and heard about as well with their stories. So the first thing, the resentment. Yes, if you take them back, there is that moment where everything is going to feel okay again, right? Because when you find out this information of feeling betrayed, your body goes into shock. You literally feel like the world is crashing down and everything just feels like it's going downhill. So when you take them back, it's like a source of comfort, right? Even though this person is the person that hurt you, it's like they're also your sense of comfort. You find like even just a hug from the person that you betray or that betrayed you is comforting, which is crazy. But unfortunately, this is what a trauma bond is, right? So that is one thing. A trauma bond is going to start because when you take this person back, you are attaching to them from a trauma that they caused you. And they feel like they are doing something to help you because they already know they messed up and they feel comfort in comforting you over what they did. It's sick and it's twisted, but it's true. Now, over time, you're going to feel resentment. Yeah, that little moment of comfort is gonna happen, but the resentment will build up and it's going to come out in so many different situations. And you are gonna find yourself being like, oh, well, I didn't cheat on him, right? Like there's gonna be so many situations where you feel like that thing is in the back of your mind. It's always gonna be in the back of your mind, no matter how much you try to shove it down, it's gonna be there. And I'm sorry to say that, but it is. And I know a lot of women that have experienced this. The resentment truly never goes away. And for a lot of us, that means it builds up in different ways. It could build up in a way of you gaining weight. It could build up in a way of your skin not doing so well. Like sometimes it really does just affect your bodily functions because that is directly correlated. Your mind and your body are directly correlated. So it does affect you physically too. Not only that, the mental part of it is always going to last. You're going to show resentment in so many different ways and you will catch yourself doing it and the other person will too. And it already just causes issues because then they're gonna be like, see, well, I told you, if you take me back, you're just gonna hate me forever. Like, that is definitely gonna happen. And you're gonna find yourself being like, oh, well, I didn't do anything wrong because I didn't cheat, right? Like, anytime you even do something, like, you didn't do something for them, be like, well, you cheated on me, so, right? Because, for example, like, I'd be like, okay, well, I don't want to do his laundry because he cheated on me, right? So he'd be like, why didn't you do my laundry? And I'm like, well, why do I want to do your laundry, you know? It just comes up in different ways. Like, sometimes you'll use it as an excuse, even though it's not really an excuse. It's actually terrible that this person did that to you, but it will come up in those kind of ways where you feel like you can use it as an excuse because it's like a kind of a one-up, which is messed up, but it is true. Another thing is, you are never going to feel secure in that relationship ever again. I'm not even trying to be dramatic about it, but it is true. You are just not going to feel secure because there is that part of you that does not feel safe anymore. They already betrayed your trust. Your body feels that. Your body will reject that. And it could show up, like I said, as bodily issues, but your body and your nervous system is not going to feel safe for a long time. And even though you think you may feel safe with this person, it truly won't actually ever go away, especially if it was something very much like something physical cheating that happened, not like mental, like online and they never met up or whatever. But like, you know, there are levels to it, obviously, but at the end of the day, cheating is cheating. However, your body will react to it, but your mind will also not feel safe either. You will start to compare yourself to other people. Whoever they betrayed you with, yeah, you're gonna start comparing yourself to them if you find out who it is. Not only that, you can start comparing yourself to any women that come your way and any women that look like the woman that, I mean, I'm saying women as in like this doesn't happen with both genders, but you know, I'm speaking from the experience of a woman. And honestly, my channel is for the girls. Let's be real. My channel is for the girls, okay? But if you're a man watching this, you can also take note, I guess. But this is mostly for the girls and the gays. But yeah, you are going to start comparing yourself to other women without even noticing. Sometimes you're going to do it and you're not even going to realize that you're doing that. Like, that's literally what's going to happen. Take it from me. I did it. My ex decided to cheat on me with women that looked nothing like me. And they were a whole different race, okay? They were white. I am not a white woman. I started to find myself comparing myself to any white woman that came my way, being like, oh, they're a threat. Like, my body sensed them as a threat. Not only from the years of colonization, but also from my experience in my relationship. So to me, that was like big threat. But yeah, it's just like you will start to feel this sense of insecurity anytime anyone comes your way or comes their way. And it's crazy. It is a mind fuck in itself. Like, it makes you feel like you're going insane. And it turns you not into a girl's girl at all, right? Because at the end of the day, you're comparing yourself to other women and you're seeing them as a threat, and you start to act a little insane. You start going through their following list. I mean, not that you haven't done that already if that's how you found out, but like, you know, you start to like really keep tabs if you're like really on that, and it makes you feel insane, okay? You're gonna start really feeling insane, and sometimes you're gonna be so delusional that you can't even like fathom the fact that you're going insane. I know this sounds crazy, but it's true. Trust me. Not only that, they trigger that part of you that doesn't feel like you're good enough because you did not come up in their mind when they made this mistake. You're gonna feel forgotten. You're gonna feel like they don't care about you and that you weren't good enough, and that's why they went other ways, especially if they have done this to you more than once, right? You are never going to feel like you are worthy, especially when you take them back. All it is that you're reflecting back that you don't respect yourself. And that is the hardest part about this entire thing that even I've had to obviously come to terms with, is that relationship that I stayed in where this man was actively disrespecting me, I realized it was a reflection of how much I did not respect myself to stay with somebody who did that to me. It was like self-sabotage. It was like me telling myself that I'm not worth anything better than that because I'm willing to take that behavior. For me personally, like that wound of never feeling good enough, that one really messed with me, okay? That one really did, especially with past background of things that happened in my life. Like that one really messed with me, and I know it messes with a lot of people. Cheating is abuse, okay? It literally is abuse because it psychologically damages you in a way that you don't even realize it. And there's so many effects to it that I don't hear is discussed enough, okay? Because you have an entire identity shift in this time. You feel like your reality is collapsing because now you can't see that person the same anymore. And that is what I struggled with the most, is after that first incident, I was never able to really see that person the same way anymore. Like my naive, like, oh my God, he loves me, like that went out the window. Because this person that I put on a pedestal, that I was like, wow, he loves me, he's so down bad for me, that felt like a lie. It felt like I've been played in my face, and I literally was, but like, it shook my identity. I had an identity crisis, literally. I went through 2-3 years of just losing myself. I lost myself, I gained weight, I had high cortisol. I started to not feel like I was entertaining anymore. Like I started to feel like a boring person. Like I literally started to feel like I did not have a personality, which I know is not true, okay? And that's when I was like, what's going on? My sense of identity collapsed. But not only just me, other women experience this as well, from what I gather in my research. But it really does collapse your identity, and it makes you feel like your entire life changed. And that is abusive, okay? It is, because you start to never feel safe again. You start to feel so insecure. You start to compare yourself to so many different people. You start to never feel good enough. The list goes on. Your perception of love is just going to be warped, because now how you see love completely changes. The thing with cheating is that it follows you. Once that betrayal wound happens, even more than once, that wound will follow you, even when you try to enter a new relationship. So, I mean, this happens even if you don't stay, but this is just the reality of cheating and why it is abusive, because this is something that I am currently battling, where I don't know how to trust somebody again. Like that is my biggest problem, is feeling like the illusion is just going to be there of somebody who is pretending to like me, and it's all fake, because they don't want just me, they want other people too. Like for me, I'm struggling with that part of like being like somebody's apple of their eye. And I know a lot of people struggle with that after going through something like this, because it's like you just don't see people the same way anymore. It really like messes with your mind psychologically. PTSD, you literally can get PTSD, okay? Especially if you stay with them, because then you're just always constantly like wondering if they're still cheating on you. And that's the thing. You might not be able to sleep. You might get insomnia. You might wake up in the middle of the night. There was a period of time where I went through a little bit of PTSD, okay? I did not actually get diagnosed, but I had symptoms where I could not sleep at night. I would wake up at 3 a.m. and I would start crying just out of my sleep without reason, without me even thinking about what happened. It was just like immediately crying. I would get into my car alone, and every time I got into my car alone, I would start crying without even thinking about it. You know, it was just like this trigger for certain reasons, but like that trigger really caused PTSD. And I I was able to heal myself from it, thank God. But like, you know, a lot of people are not able to do that, and I thank God I am a healer, okay? I'm on this earth. The reason I'm making this video is because that's why I'm here, okay? I be healing. But like, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to do, especially if you don't have the backbone to handle the information and be able to heal yourself. But yeah, it's more than just like not being able to trust them again. You know, it psychologically damages you in so many different ways, and you're never going to see that person the same. That's the biggest thing, is just like your perception of this person will forever be deterred. It will forever just be like muddy, because that thing in the back of your mind, it's like, it's just never going to leave. I think that's the biggest part of this, is just like, you know, when you put something off and you put something off and you try to act like everything is okay, and it's just really not. And it's gonna show up in different ways. It's gonna literally manifest. The universe is gonna show you, the universe is gonna give you so many signs of why you should leave this person, and you're just gonna keep ignoring them. But then it keeps coming up and it comes up and it makes you feel like you're gonna go insane. So that is the biggest thing I would say. Trust me, the universe will give you so many signs as well. And it is all for you to choose yourself. The reason these things happen, unfortunately, I hate to say that everything happens for a reason, but to process this kind of information, you do have to look to the bright side and be like, why is this happening? Or why did this happen? And it's because we usually don't choose ourselves. And it's because we're a people pleaser, because we don't respect ourselves enough, because we will take that kind of behavior back. All of it is a reflection of what you're not doing for yourself. And it's all for you to come back to reality of choosing yourself at the end of the day. And that is why you should never take back a cheater after they already made their mistake even once. And I know that's easier said than done. And I know that it's hard to process. Trust me, I've been there and I made this mistake. So I don't want to shame anyone that does this, because I get it. I did it too. But I just want to give you this warning. I want to give you this information so you don't do it yourself. And I want to help people that are going through this kind of situation. So I hope this video helped. I hope you got something out of it, that you can learn from my mistakes, okay? So I really hope that helped, but thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and love you.